This is a podcast called 25 Whistles, talking football, and they all wear a whistle. Yeah, it's stupid, but what did you expect? It's a podcast called 25 Whistles. 25 Whistles.
All right, let's go. Welcome. Hey, how about that toe? How about that big toe?
For real.
That was crazy. I had a bunch of money on the Chiefs last night, and I own the Chiefs in a league where we buy teams, and it was a very expensive buy for me to actually buy the Chiefs. And when Lamar threw that touchdown at the end of the game to Isaiah Likely, I was like, that sucks. We're going to overtime. That sucks. And then they reviewed it, and it was like, man, a toe. I don't even think white cleats, though, would have made a difference with how those cameras had it, because that was the joke. And even Lamar after the game was like, I stand by it. It was a touchdown. No, Lamar.
Yeah, I don't get that.
You can't stand by it. It just wasn't.
Yeah,
it was a great play. The pass before that was kind of weird. I don't know if I've read multiple, and then I'll get off this. But that was a fun-ish game last night.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Definitely a little rusty. You're supposed to be, but the two best teams, arguably, you can throw 49ers in there, throw Buffalo in there, whatever. It was fun. But the play before that, Lamar just missed the throw, but then you're reading half the people going, well, the guy should have just sat because it was a zone, and then the other one was another guy missed a route and he was throwing it. Either way, the play didn't happen. There were about 10 seconds left. They missed the throw. It was an excellent final play. Likely made a great play. He made a great play before that where I thought he died.
Yeah, he like dislocated his shoulder, right?
Like fell, and it was like on the concrete part of the field too.
Oof, yeah,
he was like back there near the wall.
he's hurting today.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, even his heart.
Yeah.
Because all he had to do was pull his toe.
He was pissed. You see him after?
I didn't.
He said, if this is the best they got, they better be ready in the playoffs.
Uh-oh.
Well, they just did that last year. But last year, and it's also not the best they got. It's game one.
And yeah, he was like, this is the worst we'll play all year. And it's like, well
it's
everyone plays the
them
worst
too.
every week one. So they were pissed off.
It's a fun game.
Yeah, it was entertaining.
It was you know what? It was fun to have a game. How about that?
Yeah.
Lamar rushed for over 100 yards too, right? Am I wrong?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Mahomes threw a pick. My favorite Mahomes play of the night was when he caught his own ball to make sure that the clock kept running. It was like in the last drive up to almost the 2-minute warning, and Kansas City needed a first down. Ball gets deflected, and it's him versus, I think maybe a linebacker and a D lineman. He jumps up and makes the catch and comes down. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, that's why he's the greatest. Right
That's pretty cool. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I mean, come on. Yeah.
I like that. Okay, so enough about that. We got a really cool interview coming up with Coach Lance Leipold from Kansas, and I'll talk about that in a second. But let's do the tittle tattle first. You ready? You ready to tip me here? Yes, I will start. We're a little premature titty there. All right, here we go. Let's go.
It's time for the stupidest name ever. It's the tittle tattle with kickoff coverage.
After Belichick shocked everyone this week and joined Instagram, who is one active coach you'd love to see on the gram?
I didn't like to see Belichick on Instagram.
Me neither.
Because I saw him join, and then I saw, well, that's probably not real, but then I saw a lot of people going, no, we're for sure it's real, and then the blue check mark. And he hadn't posted anything, but he had, when I saw it, like 17,000 followers. So the reason he's joining is because now he's a media figure. When he's a coach, you don't need Instagram. He's a media figure, so he's doing it to promote, and possibly in his contract, he must use his social media to promote a certain amount. Not sure, but in some of mine, I have those stipulations. I don't like most of my coaches on social media because I don't want them wanting that attention or spending time worried about it. Now, it's cool if you have a coach on social media, but you know they're not posting. Like I know at Arkansas, Sam Pittman's not posting his Twitter. People do that for him for the most part.
Yeah.
Occasionally he'll get in there and do something, but mostly he's just like, hey, tweet this, tweet that. The only coach I can see it makes sense to be on Instagram is down in Miami, Mike McDaniel. That's the only coach where I would go, he should have an Instagram because he's funny or quirky or interesting or, I don't know, I feel like he could also like do Rosetta Stone, teach me a language, or he could do something. He's just smart. And so Mike McDaniel is basically the only coach that I go, he needs to be an Instagram guy and I need to follow him. So,
it would be fun.
Yeah, like Dan Campbell, he's interesting. The Applebee's commercial is good, or Chili's.
Yeah, Applebee's, yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, that was funny.
But it's funny because he's so anti being, he's big, burly, motivational guy.
Yeah.
No Instagram. No, Andy Reid does not need Instagram. I'm only going Mike McDaniel. That's it. Matter of fact, no NFL head coaches should be on there unless it's Mike McDaniel, and that's the
only one.
Yeah, that's it.
All right.
Pete Carroll, but he's gone now. I wouldn't have minded a Pete Carroll a little bit because he's kind of soft. He's like fun.
Yeah.
He's like 93, but feels like he's 40.
Isn't that crazy? How
Feels like
old
he's
he
40.
is?
Yeah, feels like he's 40. All right, what else you got?
As 7-point underdogs at home, do you think Michigan's being disrespected against Mike's Texas team this week?
I don't know. I mean, at home feels weird. A whole touchdown at home feels weird just with those two teams. But I don't think we really learned anything about Texas last week because they played Colorado State and they beat the crap out of them. The first part of the game was interesting because Colorado State looked like for a second they might think about trying. But they didn't. They stopped thinking about trying, and it ended up being 200-0. But then Texas also is known to not be as good as they are. No offense, Mike. The culture, not last year. Last year made it to the playoff. But normally Texas recruits. We'll start them at 8 this year. We'll start them at 14, and they flare out in a weaker conference. I can't be convinced. Also, I hate Texas, but I can't be convinced that Texas is like for real, even though everything says they are. Sark's a good coach. They have a really good quarterback, maybe a better backup quarterback, but can't play two at the same time.
No.
Running back is good, wide receiver is good, offensive line is good. Michigan, obviously, a lot of turnover, including their head coach. 7 points just feels like a lot at home. But I'm not going to be tricked. I'm not betting that game at all. I'm running from that game so hard because I do not know. The big house.
I know.
It feels like that. But again, Texas A&M is also a really crazy place to go play. And Notre Dame went there, not with the ease, but they're fine there. So,
yeah, but A&M, yeah, I guess. Everyone's gone from Michigan. That's the problem.
Yeah, but big
we don't know what
turnover.
they are.
We do know they're not what they were last year.
Yeah, even if they lost all those players, but they still had Harbaugh, you would give them much more of a chance, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a rookie head coach.
Yeah.
You're called a rookie in college if you're a head coach, right? First year head coach. You're not a freshman head coach.
Red shirt?
Well, it'd be because what'll happen too, what's fun to me is Herb Street will be on doing college games and call someone a rookie because he also does NFL games.
Yeah.
Now, maybe he's just decided freshmen are rookies as well, and he's just going to universally call everybody a rookie. Or maybe he gets them mixed up and just calls a first-year person a rookie. But it wouldn't be a freshman head coach.
No.
It would be a rookie head coach in college.
Oof. Yeah.
Or a first year.
First year.
Obviously, it's first year, but it'd just be a first year.
Yeah, I don't think I could call him a rookie head coach.
Yeah.
That just sounds weird to me.
You want to know something funny? I don't know if I should admit this.
Admit it.
Okay, you're convincing me, Reed, by saying it very low. I was sent a list of college coaches that we could possibly have on in the next couple of weeks.
Okay.
Like Lance Leipold's coming up. I love that dude. He turned that Kansas program around. The dude's like the winningest D3 coach ever. Like, goes to Buffalo, does well. Kansas is top 25 now. And so I get sent this list. And the list is, hey, here are some college football coaches that we could possibly have on your show. Let me know who are A-list for you. And I'll just give you a few A-listers that I picked. Obviously, Kirby Smart. It's the guy. He's the guy.
He was on that list.
Yeah, and I don't know whether we're going to get him for sure, but they were like, hey, we have relationships there. Possibly we could. Ryan Day was on the list.
Dang.
Ohio State. I'm like, absolutely. Kalen DeBoer, Alabama head coach.
Jeez.
Absolutely. I love Marcus Freeman. I want to be Marcus Freeman.
Oh, yeah.
He's the Notre Dame head coach.
Yeah.
They also had listed Lincoln Riley. Why not? Josh Heupel, of course. Steve Sarkisian, pass.
Why?
I think I've many ties into Austin and even the program, and it's all out of respect that I hate Texas because they beat the crap out of us and they're bigger than us and they're richer than us. And that's why you hate them, right?
Yeah.
It's a sports rivalry, so that means I don't like them because I don't like getting beat by them. So there are other big, rich teams I have no interest in because they don't beat the crap out of us. But I feel like if Sark came on, I just can't lead, or if I did, it'd be awkward with the truth. Hey, Coach, welcome to the show. Man, I hate you guys.
All right, interview's over.
Yeah.
See you, Bobby.
Now, I could go, hey, Coach, welcome. I'm a diehard Razorback fan. We have been conditioned to be anti-Texas our whole life. I could lead with something like that, but how that would be appreciated, I don't know. And I never want anyone to come on and feel like they're being disrespected because they're giving us their time. So go ahead.
This is like when we went to St. Louis and you wore the jerseys and you're like, I'm a Cubs fan, this sucks. And I said, I don't think I could ever do this if we went to Yankee Stadium as a Red Sox fan.
Different, though.
How?
Yeah, your hate burns deeper for Texas.
My hate does burn deeper for Texas than the Cardinals, Cubs. And not only that, the Cardinals were letting us into their facility to play with their play. I would go to too much access at Texas. I would go to too much access.
And you would wear gear?
And I would wear gear.
Ooh, that's gonna be my new phone wallpaper if you do that.
I have already had to have those conversations with myself because the product is bigger than whatever my stupid sports ego and hatred is. Because I think we would go in and be really funny. And Texas, their facilities are the best I've ever seen in my whole life.
Amazing.
It's unlike any other. We went to Oregon probably second. They were awesome, A+. Oregon, to me, I would have been like, wow, mind-blown, Disney World, Epcot Center. Look at all the countries. This is crazy. All the different shiny things. But I don't know how they do that at Texas. Like every room is like something different and great. But that just makes me so much more jealous.
Oh, yeah. That's true.
So, but I can reply. Should I reply back and be like, oh, sorry, I didn't include Sark. I meant to put Sark on there.
Wait. So you already said like you didn't say Sark? You already left him off the list?
Yeah.
He's already deleted.
I sent him.
Have Mike interview.
Well, see, and I don't feel like that would be respectful.
Yeah, I know.
So I just sent the list back. I didn't put no on there. I said these are the people I'd really love to talk to.
Everyone but Sark.
There were other people I didn't put on there. Some though, like Dan Lanning, he was on there. We just had him.
We did
half an hour with him.
Yeah.
And otherwise, I'd have been like, yeah, I'll give a left nut to have Dan Lanning on.
Mm-hmm.
But Kirby Smart, Ryan Day, Kalen DeBoer, Marcus Freeman, Lane Kiffin would be awesome.
Lane would be great.
I have a Sherman Moore on there from Michigan.
Okay.
First year rookie freshman head coach. That would be interesting.
Yes.
Riley Heupel, Brent Venables. Even though he doesn't do very good interviews, like he's not a guy that wants to do interviews.
Yeah.
I'd talk to him, and I may talk to him in 2 weeks when I go out there. Brian Kelly, LSU, probably won't be a great interview if we get him, but that's just his personality. I'd love to talk to him. I don't think he's going to give a lot he's not a big personality guy, coach, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And Matt Rule, I put Matt Rule on the list,
Oh, that's
Nebraska.
cool. Yeah.
Because like he's not at all. He's not at all. At Baylor, I mean, even before Baylor.
He'd be a good interview.
Yeah, and then went to Carolina, didn't work out.
Yeah.
Now we're understanding it's not the coach issue at Carolina, it's ownership. That's the worst that's terrible. If they offered me the job, well, I would still take it.
Yeah.
But the whole time I'd be like, you guys know this is a tough situation. And when I get fired, it's not because of me.
Exactly.
They also offered me some players. Like, hey, would you like to talk to some of these college players? And it wasn't offered like, do you want them? But it's like, we have relationships. These are who we think we could get. And one of them was Quinn Ewers at Texas.
Wow.
I did say yes to that. I said we'd love to talk to Quinn. I don't know what the difference is in my head and my heart.
Because he's a kid, maybe?
Maybe because he committed to Ohio State at first, and like even though he's a Texas boy, he was Ohio State, transferred. I don't know, had a mullet. I don't know. Something about those little. I don't know. But I did say yes to that, and I said Jalen Milroe, Shador, Travis Hunter. I could probably get Shador and Travis Hunter just by calling Dion, but I never want to use that relationship in that way.
Right.
But yeah, that's that. So
no big deal.
That's what's up. So go Michigan. That's what I'm saying, basically. Let's go
where did this all
Wolverines.
start?
I'm not betting that game, but let's go Wolverines. It's the first time they've been an underdog at home since 2021, and it's not even because it was a random game. It was Ohio State too, so they're never underdogs at home. Wow. But that'd be a fun thing.
You're gonna be fired up.
All right, what's next?
All right, NFL here. A lot of quarterback battles coming into the season. Which week one starter do you think will be replaced first?
Oh, replaced. You're going to ask me, like, who's going to do awesome? Well, you have to go to New England. I'm going to talk this out. Jacoby Brissett is the starter. I don't think they expect him to play well because I don't think he really has an opportunity to play well. That offensive line's going to be in trouble. Yeah. They actually could end up being okay at best.
After watching the Ravens last night, I feel a little bit better.
Okay, I do think that it may not be as bad 4, 5, 6 weeks into the season. It's a pretty light group up there. But I don't think, even if it's going bad, I don't think they're going to put Drake May in because Brissett is struggling. I think they're going to put May in when they feel like he can actually go in and not be forced to struggle because it's the only option. Like, they got to give Drake May some time.
Yeah.
I love Bo Nix. I bet Bo Nix to be rookie of the year.
Nice.
For a couple of reasons. One, if you were just to say pick one, gun to your head, I would pick probably one of the big three, which would be Caleb in Chicago, Jaden in Washington, or Harrison, wide receiver. I think he's gonna have a big year. Like those are the three. I think and probably are the top three as far as the odds go. But I think Bo Nix in that system, I think he's going to play really well, and I think Denver may win 9 or 10 games, which would be really cool. I think he could be the rookie of the year. And his odds were so bad, meaning you bet a little to win a lot, that I felt like, for me, that felt like a good play.
Yeah, I like that.
I bet Bo Nix to be rookie of the year. But I think the one where they're not going to have as much of a patient is Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
I just think because they have two quarterbacks that were already close, there was already talk. It was going to be the whole time Russ, right? We knew Russ was going to be the starter with Justin Fields coming in to do whatever he does and hopefully develop and be the guy later. But even during the preseason, there started to be some talk of like, who is it going to be now? And although it was still always Russ, the fact that those conversations kind of reopened made me feel that possibly there could be a change sooner than later. I think Russ is the first to be replaced of, I mean, there's the Gardner Minshew, Aiden O'Connell, but I think that's Gardner's job. Vegas is not going to be good.
No.
I mean,
Steelers have higher expectations.
yeah, and I think that's why Russ will probably be the guy flipped first if things don't go right. So
You think like
that's my answer.
like say they start 2-2.
No, they won't. No, you're good.
He's good.
Yeah, they start 1-3, 0-4. They probably make a change.
Yeah.
Maybe not 4 weeks though. Maybe 5 or 6 weeks. I don't feel like this is a Jacoby Brissett situation where you're just giving someone some time.
Also depends on how bad he is, I guess, right?
Yeah, but I feel like Russ has a floor that's not terribly low, but a ceiling that's not terribly high. Like I don't think Russ comes out and just plays terribly. Like I think he's fine.
Did you see the list last night with Lamar got in the top 3 rushing all time with Vic and Cam Newton, and then number 4 is Russ Wilson?
I didn't know. I didn't see that.
That's not what it would have been in my mind. As number 4.
I'm going Russ. I'm going danger, Russ. Danger, Russ. Yes.
that's
Give me
good
one
there.
more.
All right, last one. Would you be worried about Lamar's health this season after last night's game?
No, here's why. Well, yes, based on every other year. He wasn't hurt last year, right? And that was before his contract. It was, how can we pay somebody $7 billion if they're always hurt? And so much like I would have doing my contract year, I would not be hurt. I would just demand I not get hurt and not get hurt. And he makes a ton of money. Then he comes out, he has a great year last year, MVP last year. So my answer is no. Even when he plays, he gets down quick and a lot. Meaning he slides a lot, he dives a lot, but he dives forward and low a lot, more than just a dive. Yeah. He's pretty smart with his body. You do want him to run. He had over 100 yards last night.
Yeah.
It's what kept that game close. At one point, Kansas City pulled up 2 scores. Lamar's awesome. And so if he can stay healthy, which that's everybody, but Lamar does have a history. Lamar is Saquon, right? Where they had so much of a history, there's always going to be that. If they can stay healthy, only because they weren't healthy for an extended period of time. I'm worried about his health all the time, but no, I'm not worried about Lamar's health based on anything other than the natural NFL week to week. He just might get hit like anybody else. Watching him as a quarterback who runs, I want him to run. He's just very strategic about when he doesn't get hit. A couple of those guys went at Mahomes' legs though late. I think there was even one flag thrown last night.
There was one, yeah. One was a flop.
Was it?
Yeah.
I had it on mute.
At the very end, it was a flop. But yeah, there was one.
Mahomes flopped?
Yeah. They didn't call a flag on that one.
Overrated.
I know.
He's overrated.
I know.
He's overrated. All right, that's Tittle Tattle. Thank you.
The stupidest name ever is the Tittle Tattle with Kickoff Kevin.
NFL Week 1 is here. New season means new ways to get in on the action at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. Fans have spoken. We want to bet on touchdowns. DraftKings heard us. They're delivering. DraftKings Sportsbook is the #1 place to bet touchdowns. I would have, I was going to bet this last night, a touchdown, and I was going to for sure. I already had my mind made up. I just forgot to go to the app. I was going to bet Derrick Henry touchdown. I'm glad I didn't.
I got it.
You did?
First score. I bet him first score.
Was he the first touchdown?
Yeah.
Oh, I wish I would have bet it then.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't think he scored. He looks weird in that uniform. He looks skinnier in that uniform.
Yeah, he does, huh?
Yeah. I was going to bet Derrick Henry for, not first touchdown. I was going to bet him score overall.
Yeah, he scored. He looked.
What did you bet? First touchdown or overall?
No, first touchdown.
And then he scored the first touchdown?
And he scored the first touchdown.
Holy crap.
I know.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I was stoked.
Yeah, DraftKings Sportsbook is the number one place to bet touchdowns. If you're ready to place your first bet, try betting on something simple like picking a player to score a touchdown. If you're ready to do a touchdown dance of your own, new DraftKings customers bet $5, get $250 in bonus bets instantly, plus 1 month of NFL Plus Premium on us. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Use the code BobbySports. That's the code BobbySports. Put that in. That helps us. And also, if you're a new customer and you put in Bobby Sports, one word, you get $250 in bonus bets when you bet just $5 and get 1 month of NFL Plus Premium on us. Offer ends 9/19 only on DraftKings. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help's available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort, Kansas, 21 plus age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction, void in New Hampshire, Oregon, and Ontario. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/ftball. NFL Plus Premium offer available only to new and former NFL Plus subscribers. Additional NFL Plus Premium terms at nfl.com/terms. This was a super fun interview with Coach Lance Leipold from Kansas. Listen, here's the thing. Currently, Kansas 19. All good, rooting for Kansas. I always root for Kansas because they were never good. It's fun to watch teams that were never good start to be good. You'll hear the interview. I liked him during the interview, but listen to this. He is a 6-time Division III national champion as a coach, 6-time D3 Coach of the Year, 2-time MAC Coach of the Year when he was at Buffalo. Not the Bills.
Oh,
The college.
okay.
And their logo is cool because it's a blue buffalo head.
Yeah.
Reed, you familiar with it from seeing it on NCAA football?
Yep.
Yeah. I think that's the Buffalo mascot, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
The fastest coach in NCAA history to reach 100 career wins. He did it in 106 games.
That's insane.
He led the program to their first win in almost 2 years in his first game in 2022. So they didn't win for almost like no win.
They had like 18 straight losses.
Conference?
No, overall.
That's wild.
Yeah.
I thought it was conference, which I was like, I get it because Kansas really was bottom.
No, they were that bad.
Wow. Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
Anyways, it's crazy. He's now, again, they're a top 25 team. And I mentioned this, the set here has 2 big Razorback helmets on it. I wanted to be respectful. We zoomed them out. But then I brought it up immediately because he saw us zooming them out. Had he never seen it, I'd have never said anything about it.
Yeah.
But he got on, we were talking with him, and he saw us zoom the helmets out. And I was like, okay. I was taking the Arkansas helmets out because I didn't want you to be, as feel disrespected. He did follow me on social media after.
Nice.
Hey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I thought was pretty cool. I saw a little blue check mark. It said, Lance Leipold's following you.
Nice.
Then I got reached out to via email going, hey, can we give him your contact information? So it felt like the first day went well.
Dang. Is there going to be a second one maybe?
I don't know what that means.
Okay.
Put you on the team, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, or maybe we go at some point, hey, you got a bye week? We'll come up, do too much access or something.
Yeah.
Relationships like that are pretty cool.
Yep.
So here he is. You're going to enjoy this interview. I hope so. He's a 6-time national champion, 5-time conference coach of the year through all the conferences. He is the 41st head coach in Kansas football history, April 30th, 2001. This guy builds freaking programs. Here he is, Coach Lance Leipold. Hey, Coach, I gave you the ultimate sign of respect before we started this interview, and I don't know if you noticed it or not, but I zoomed in over I'm a massive Arkansas guy, but I zoomed the helmets out of our interview. So if I backed it up a little bit, just a little back up here, you would see them. But I didn't want that as part of our interview because I'm such a fan of what you're doing at the program. So as respectfully as possible, welcome to the show, Coach.
Well, thank you, Bobby. I appreciate you doing that. I still have a 3 overtime flashback. That
crazy.
It was a heck of a game, but I appreciate the opportunity to be with you.
You know what was crazy about that game too is the fact that you guys came back like so hard, so fast, and just kind of swept our legs out. I feel like I play on the team. Sorry, coach. You guys ran it hard, and for me, that was kind of the introduction of, oh, Kansas is about to be a player now. Did it feel like that season for you? Like was that year one for you, if I'm correct?
Year two. We got here at an odd time, in May 1st of 21, but that was the first full season. We'd gotten off in 22 to that 5-0 start, and then we lost Jalen Daniels in the TCU game when College Game Day was here in Lawrence for the first time, and we got Jalen back late in the season, and that by far was kind of the one that, it kind of summed us up. We were close, but we weren't quite there. But kind of what you alluded to, we were down, I don't know, 3 scores at halftime, and really, didn't come out and play very well. And we challenged them to say, how do you want this season to wrap up? And I could not have been more proud, other than that we didn't pull it out, that we competed and found a way. Because then about the next offseason, I'm talking to our fan base. Okay, how many of you left before the game was over? And a lot of them had. And a true sign, if you keep playing, good things may happen.
My compliments to the chef and the jerseys, uniforms, the whole situation last week. I don't know, Coach, who picked that, but as far as like teams coming out looking good, I think you guys won the week. Who's in charge? Who's in charge of what you wear, and who picked that last week?
A couple players suggested I make the final say, so I got my hands in it quite a bit, and some of the designs. We had worn those jerseys, but with a darker pant before. And we kind of put that together, and playing at Sporting KC at Children's Mercy Park, the soccer stadium. Sporting KC is light blue and dark blue, so it was kind of a little off of that we played a little tribute to the home field there.
So big shout out there. You're playing another game, and you're doing renovation at your stadium, which is the greatest thing and also the worst thing for a second, right? It sucks for a second because it's like, oh man, we got to do. And you doing Arrowhead? Are you guys doing some?
Yeah. We have 2 at Children's Mercy, which next Friday night we play UNLV there, and then when we get to conference play, we'll move to Arrowhead and make that. And yeah, it's difficult, Bobby, in some ways. But a year ago, we renovated our locker room and weight room. We displaced the team. They saw the benefit of some new facilities, and I tell you, our guys have handled all the displacement this year. We were displaced for almost 8 months again. We got into the football operations part that has been completed. Our guys have really stayed focused. I don't get complaining about all the inconveniences. And really from as you know, you stay in a hotel night for a game. Our distance to these 2 venues from our hotel is really no different than it is when we come back to Lawrence. So our guys will make the most of it, and I know they're really excited to play at the home of the 2-time defending Super Bowl champs.
Well, and the cool thing is that you'll have a new stadium, right? And let's just talk the business of it. You don't get that unless you win, or unless they feel like there's going to be some winning. As a person who is a donor and a booster myself in places, I'm not trying to give money to a place that sucks. I mean, that's just that's the business of it. So with you actually turning the program around, do you expect to be in the facility next season when it starts?
Yes, we do. And right now it's about a 2/3 of the stadium project, which has turned out to be, along with the convention center that is attached to it, at about a $450 million price tag, along with our football operations improvement. And then we'll play the 25 season. The plan is we'll play here. And then the next hope is that we'll get an announcement here sooner than later that we'll tear down the rest of the east side and finish the stadium hopefully in time for the 26th season and be able. I think we'll try to play through that one because we'll have press box, premium seating, and all those things. So you're right. This program, though, had really was behind in so many ways, over a decade of struggles on the field. And with that, then, like you said, boosters don't necessarily want to jump in. And really what this has done is shown a commitment. It has shown that, the things that we're behind. But we also know in today's really higher education world is that football is more important to a university and to its enrollment than ever before, especially in a not a heavily populated state like Kansas.
Coach, I'm going to tell you I've watched
semi closely how you've been building the program over the past few years. My favorite thing is when you beat Texas. I hate Texas. I hate Texas. I hate Texas. That had to be pretty sweet. Let's be honest. That game, that specifically, come on, that's awesome, right?
It was, again, a great job by our coaches to keep the kids playing and our players going down there. We're a 1-8 football team when we go down there, Bobby, and we're playing with 3 true freshmen in the secondary that weigh under 170 pounds. We're at a point of a year where, a lot of times, and like I said, we've been here 6 months. A lot of guys would have checked out and just gone through the motions and doing whatever, and maybe even thinking about a new location. And for us to go out and play that well and play hard, that was definitely a moment that kind of triggered and springboarded us to where we are now. Jalen Daniels stepped out for us and played a whale of a game. And getting wins over them, over Texas and Oklahoma, has also shown that this program can line up and play with people.
Coach, is week 1 the easiest for you guys because you've had so much time to prepare, or is it the hardest because you really don't know what you guys are made of yet until you actually play?
Yeah, I probably a combination. I think I took the easy way out, but you go through this is depending, you see the different matchups across the country in week 1, and we played a Lindenwood team that's transitioning to FCS. Bobby referenced our first year. I mean, we played South Dakota and we had to come back late in the 4th to win it, and our fans stormed the field for an FCS win. That's the story. And I was talking to a fraternity, and I asked them how long they'd been here, this and that. One guy goes, "Coach, I stormed the field against South Dakota," and I said, "Please don't brag about it." So we're trying to schedule games that give a program like us a chance to build momentum. You go against each other. From a head coach, I guess one thing I know I'm not very good at is when you're scrimmaging and things don't go well, are you good on one side of the ball and not the other? And then if it's really neutral, are you poor on both, or you got a chance to be good on both? And really just get to a point in fall camp, you just got to go play someone and start getting the true evaluations and get into these game routines.
With all the transfers, just generally in college football, is there a chemistry rush that has to happen that's never happened before? Meaning, so many new guys, we got to make them like each other and get to know each other. So let's just go on a trip or something.
Culture is and to me, I don't know if you guys remember like 5 years ago, grit was such a big word in sport. Grind, and now culture's big, and sometimes I think we overuse the word, but culture is important to every organization, and part of, for us, it's culture's action, and what are you going to do? And through the vetting of the portal, when things happen, guys, those first few days, it's fast and furious of getting guys evaluated in your positions of need. And then you've got to go make some calls on backgrounds and do they fit us? And sometimes for us, we came from Buffalo and the MAC, and sometimes it's that group of 5 player with a chip on his shoulder is a better fit for us than the SEC guy that didn't think he was getting a fair shot, because the work ethic, the grind, the unselfishness, sometimes, we really want that to be part of our program. And it is tough to get those guys to accept. We do a lot of things in our off season, what we call culture teams, and we give points for a lot of different things. We do talks that kind of open doors on getting to know one another. And I think one of the things that has really happened from some of our transfers, they talk about that when I ask them if they like it here. Not just, I go, don't tell me that you like it because I'm the head coach and you're trying to make me feel good. I'll ask them what the difference is, and they'll talk about hanging out in the locker room. They'll talk about older guys and younger guys hanging together. They talk about, diversity mixing and guys taking the Western Kansas kid and the inner city Detroit kid, whatever those things are. And they're so important because then mutual respect and understanding and common goal can really play out the way you want it to be. And that's really a tribute to those guys.
You guys are playing Illinois this weekend. I know Coach Bielema pretty well. His deal is he just wants some big old strong fat boys up front. His offensive line, that's his story. How do you guys match up defensive line specifically against that Illinois offensive line?
Yeah, I knew Brett from his times at Wisconsin, and when he was at Arkansas, when I took the Buffalo job, I went down to Fayetteville for a day, and he kind of sat down with me. So I consider him a friend and an excellent coach. And you're right, he's going, his Iowa playing days to his Kansas State, Wisconsin days, he's going to play physical football, probably what gets labeled as Big Ten style. And I just told our team as we came off the field, the more physical football team is going to be the team probably wins on Saturday. All in all, we have we lost 2 defensive linemen from last year that rotated a lot. Austin Booker was drafted by the Chicago Bears in the 5th round. Devin Phillips is a big guy that was a transfer in. Other than that, we have the same guys coming back. We rotate about 6 guys in the interior defensive line and 5 to 6 on the outside. And we're going to have to rotate and make sure we stay fresh and physical and that to hold up, because I anticipate that they're going to use their tight ends. They're going to use an extra lineman when they need to, and they're going to line up and say, come stop us, and then use play action pass off of that to try to create explosive plays.
Do you have music that you listen to pump yourself up before a game? Obviously, the players do. Do you have specific music? What is it?
No, I really haven't, Bobby. I've listened to you back in the day some, and I go that I follow a lot of country music. I have, there's probably a couple guys that are friends, and I listen to that. But I'm kind of a guy on the bus that kind of is looking around, going through my notes and stuff. Guys ask me that all the time. I think I got to come up with some better answers to this and give myself a set of headphones and go.
Do you dream scheme?
Dream scheme?
Yeah, like do you in your mind? Are you just when you're scheming? This game or your first conference game? Are you thinking about it so much that you're dreaming scheme?
Yeah, I guess I visualize. I visualize. A lot of times. Sometimes my wife will catch me in the summertime on the back end of vacation. I kind of seem to drift off, and I might be like, you're thinking about work again. You're thinking about getting going, because I start playing out things in my mind of camp, of season, of what may happen in that. Not trying to get ahead of myself, but more kind of about how things can play out if we take care of business in a certain way. So I guess I do that way and talk about getting over, fast starts and that, but also the what if game when things happen.
You ever dream though, like you're coaching, your headset's on, and the crowd's all cheering, and you look down, you're just in your whitey tighties? That's not like that's because I have that dream. I dream 2 things. I dream I fail. For some reason I can't pass like French class because I struggled in college in French. And I dream that dream where you're just naked and everybody's looking at you. I don't know if you have that dream with the headset and you're like, what the crap?
I don't know if I quite got that way, but I'm getting older and I'm afraid maybe I'll forget to put my pants on.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that's a different.
I saw that. I saw on social media you running some routes, so I was just more checking if we could get your eligibility checked out and see if we can make a comeback.
Yeah, I got like 1 route, then it hurts, Coach. There's a difference. Like I'd have eligibility for 1 single route. Do you like having the number beside your name, Coach? Because as a college football fan, my whole life, as you know, I'm not accustomed to seeing Kansas with one of those numbers beside their names, and here you are going into the top 25.
Yeah, it's different for a program like this, and we've talked about it for a long time. And that's this program's been made fun of and laughed and punchlines and things for a long time. So I want this group to be confident. I want it to have a little swagger about it, because we've got a lot of the same guys. That year you talked about when we beat Texas, we're the youngest Power 5 football team in the country. We're 3rd youngest overall. And now we have a lot of those same guys. And it's pretty cool that they get to reap some of the benefits of their hard work and some of those lumps. So, yeah, it's different. It's, you try to explain to them that you want to be confident, but you can't be complacent. And now also it's the other year, it's a sellout in Champaign this week. And I told the team today, they haven't had a sellout in since 2016. And there's been a lot of really good football teams that have rolled into Champaign. They're coming to this one because we're a ranked team and they think they can beat us. So you've got to take on being the hunted type mode and be ready to go.
Coach, when a player of yours is having a slump or something, and they come off the field, I've seen, I've watched games where a coach goes up to him, tells him something. What can you possibly tell a kicker, a quarterback, whatever, when they're in the middle of just like not playing well? What can you possibly tell them to make them play better?
Well, you got to tell them it's one play and you got to flush it, and then you bring it back to what next series, what's going to happen. Refer to plays that they've made in the past, and try to get them off that as quick as possible, because you can't let one play influence or lead to the next one that may go wrong. And we talk about it in our program, some guys, young men today, and as mentioned, social media, is that we have so many times that we live off highlight films. And I always say life's not a highlight film, unfortunately. And as quickly as you can go to that, you've got to go back to the plays, to the next one. And the great ones do, and you got to try to shake them through, and hopefully they respond. And I think we have a group that will.
Coach, hope you have I hope you guys win this weekend. I'll tell Coach Bielema the same thing, though. But I hope you win. I'm just going to be honest with you. Seriously, though, big fan of what you've done with the program. One of my greatest memories that I can't admit out loud to my family was when you guys beat Oklahoma. We were in the car, and my family, they're all OU fans. They're massive OU fans. And we have family that coach at OU, and they took the game for granted so much that they didn't even watch the first part of the game, and they come in and they turn like the radio on. There's an update of the score, and they're like, "Wait, what?" And inside, I laughed. Inside, like, it was a real joyous moment for me that I couldn't go outward with. But I appreciate you for giving me that memory, Coach. And I just want to say that.
Well, thanks. And I tell you, it's amazing, and that's kind of what I was mentioned before about what a program, when you turn, what it does, and the people, not just like yourselves, but the loyal season ticket holder that has sat through a lot of tough days here and all those things. And the OU win and the Texas wins, you go somewhere and somebody's always kind of mentioning those as a moment of pride, whether they like the Jayhawks or not. So you're most welcome.
Yeah, thank you. I hate Texas, and I don't like it when my family has a team that wins and I don't. So it was two perfect days. Coach, thank you. Good luck this weekend, and hopefully we'll see you soon.
Sounds good. Thank you
Thanks,
very much
Coach.
for the opportunity. Rock Tar.
Thanks to Coach. Go Kansas.
Go Jayhawks.
Man, I was already kind of in because I like to see them beat teams in the Big 12 that I didn't like. But I'm in. That's awesome. NFL Week 1 is here. About to talk NFL in just a second. And a new season means new ways to get in on the action at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. Like we said, the fans have spoken. You want to bet touchdowns? DraftKings is making that happen. DraftKings is the #1 place to bet touchdowns. If you're ready to place your first bet, try betting on something simple. Like we said, just pick any player, any game to score a touchdown. Let's go. Do a little touchdown dance of your own when it happens. DraftKings customers bet $5, get $250 in bonus bets instantly, plus 1 month of NFL Plus Premium on us. Okay, we're here. It's time for the parlay. Look, at the end of this, we're going to give you one single game that we feel good about. I really started strong with 3 gamers. Then I really got weak. It's like I got the flu, and then it takes a while to build back.
Yeah.
You know, it's like you're working out in the gym and you're crushing it. I'm on DraftKings. I'm like, I'm parlaying out of my mind. Then you get the flu, and then you feel you're not doing well, and then you can't really bench press near what you could. You have no cardio, so you're trying to build back. That's what I'm right now. Like, I'm over the flu. I'm trying to slowly build back. So I got my 3 games. We're NFL games here. You ready?
Yep. Let's go and beat.
Do you know what the game I just can't? It's the Vikings and Giants.
Like, you don't want to watch, or you can't wait?
Both. But I just want to pick it. But it's like they both suck.
I know.
But really, who sucks week 1? That's why everybody's so skittish about these lines. All the sharps, they're so skittish about week 1 because who knows? Okay, here's all I'm going to do. We're going to go. We're going to go Cowboys money line over the Browns, even though the Browns are the favorite.
Dang.
Let's go.
So don't tell me I don't take risks. Cowboys money line. We're going to go Bengals -8.5.
It's messed up.
I know. Sorry, dude. But you know you suck.
It's messed up, man.
But that's okay. But you know you suck. It's hard. But you won a bunch of championships, so just suck it up. I want that Vikings-Giants game. I just want it. I know I shouldn't even walk near it.
Do it.
Sam Darnold coming back to MetLife.
I know. I just shouldn't. Yeah, the problem is he's playing the Giants and not the Jets. You know, he's not like angry at the seats. He's just angry. It's the wrong team. He's like, I'll
Mad
show
at the
these.
turf too,
I'll
probably.
show these stupid seats. I'm gonna go Vikings money line. The game's it's a 1 point game anyway. The spread's like 1.5. So I'm going Vikings, but put that third. So when people, I don't want them to think I started with the Vikings.
That's fair.
I'm going Bengals minus 8.5, Cowboys money line, Vikings money line. I should never bet. I should never touch the Vikings, period. But I'm going to because they're playing the Giants. If you want to take the 25 whistles parlay, get on. My flu's getting better. I feel pretty good. I'm starting to get healthy. I can feel it. Thank you. You can check out DraftKings Sportsbook. New users use the code BobbySports when you download the app. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 888-78. Call 888-78-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help's available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort Kansas, 21 plus age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in New Hampshire, Oregon, and Ontario. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/ftball. NFL Plus Premium offer available only to new and former NFL Plus subscribers. Additional NFL Plus Premium terms at nfl.com/terms. All right, let's go to NFL. What I want to know from each of you, and Reed, you may not have an answer since you don't really watch sports.
Oh, I got an answer, man.
You don't know the question.
No, I don't.
I know exactly. You can do a personal bias one because, again, we have New York Casey, who's a Jets fan. We have Kevin, who loves the Patriots. We have Reed, who loves hot dogs.
That's right.
Yeah, going to the game good now. What are you looking forward to most about this weekend as far as what the NFL is this year? Meaning rookies, teams that are different because of certain personnel. Like, what's exciting to you this year? This week, excuse me. Let's go personal bias first. New York, Casey.
Just if my Jets can stay healthy. And
But does 1 week tell you that? Or is that, well, it's better than last year?
I mean, I guess it's just hard because last year was just like there was so many high expectations like there is this year.
God, dude, that was crazy.
And the way that it just all went down, and then it was just back to Zach Wilson again, and it's the whole thing with Salah, and it was just so I'm just praying for some kind of stability, really. I mean, I got to be honest.
I am not a Jets fan, but I think you and I relate in that we have teams that don't win.
Right.
And we don't want to lose. It hurts us when we lose. We don't expect to lose, but kind of we do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like Arkansas's playing Oklahoma State this weekend. I mean, this is not a college segment, but I don't expect to lose, but kind of it's like Oklahoma State's supposed to win. They're a touchdown favorite. I'm going to be heartbroken if Arkansas loses, but I don't expect to lose. But if they do, I'm going to be sad, but I'm also going to go like, yeah, what did you expect?
Yeah, they might tease you and you think they're going to win, and then, there's
So
a
like I
fumble.
feel you on a
Right.
very deep emotional level.
Yeah.
If Aaron Rodgers just makes it through 1 week,
I'll be thrilled because then we'll be
Yeah.
seeing him in Tennessee, so that'll be great.
thinking back about watching that game and watching him get hurt, and we've talked about it and made little jokes and like, can you believe it? And it's become a larger story in like the history of sports where, dude, I remember it just happening and being like, that sucks.
Yeah, I had friends over. I mean, I had like a party
For
going
everyone.
on. Yeah, I mean,
For Jets fans, for NFL fans, for Rodgers haters, for Packers fans to root it. Like, that
Yeah.
was really one of the more tragic on-field sports things.
yeah, there's been a lot of Jet moments in my life, but that might be the Jet moment.
tough.
Especially with the whole flag thing that you brought up last week.
Yeah,
to
that was
remind
his
me
move.
about.
Give me your bias, Kevin.
Mine is the Patriots defense. We've talked about that offensive line a lot, but the defense actually has some players on that side of the ball. Barmore's out. It looks like he's going to be out for the rest of the year. But we get Gonzalez back. We got Jabril Peppers still and some other guys. Our defense was pretty good last year, but then it's the old, as Casey knows, how much can the defense take before it's like, all right, offense, we can't do this anymore.
Yeah. And like there's obvious resentment.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, we gave up 14 points and we still lost. Like,
Exactly.
we only gave up 14 points and we still lost.
Yeah, so I'm anxious to see, especially this week 1 against the Bengals. That's going to be a tough one right out of the gate. So anxious to see how they come out.
Reed, do you have any bias about this week? Anything you're really like looking into personally?
Well, I would love to see the Titans do good just for the sake of Nashville.
I like that.
You know,
That is
the
very
new stadium,
bias-filled,
the
yeah.
new stadium coming out. They got a new offense.
But the new
basically
stadium's
this year.
like years and years away.
Yeah, that's true.
Do you think it's
but
already built?
No, to be honest, I just found out that they were building a stadium. I drove by, I was like, man, what is that?
Oh, you see where they're breaking?
yeah.
Oh, that's
yeah.
cool.
Yeah, so that'd be cool.
On the Titans front, like I'm anxious to see what like Pollard and Spears do. Like, what's happening? The new head coach.
Calvin Ridley too, the receiver.
Yeah, Ridley's going to be interesting because I thought he'd be really good last year. Jags struggled a bit. Ridley's probably not using DraftKings too much anymore, huh?
Yeah, probably take
I
a
hope
little
not.
bit.
But it's weird to root for a receiver to do well because Tennessee just hasn't been able to use receivers. I mean, A.J. Brown was really the last one that was super productive. Not that there aren't good ones, because Hopkins is still pretty good. A little older, but still can be good. Obviously, Calvin Ridley can be really good, but wasn't really utilized to probably his skill set ceiling in Jacksonville last year. Trevor Lawrence was hurt a bit.
Yep.
And then here you're like, well, it's just going to be the same crap because it's the Titans and they don't throw the ball. But maybe they do now.
New coach, new philosophy.
But the quarterback's not
Yeah.
Levis isn't a rookie.
He's got an arm though.
But
I
his
mean,
his girlfriend now is my buddy's ex-girlfriend, and he's like, my buddy's like, oh boy.
Good luck. Oh no.
Yeah. My buddy's like, oh boy. He's like, don't bet on the Titans. Okay, so and then my personal one's going to be Cowboy related. I am not a Cowboy fan. I am not a Cowboy hater though anymore. Eddie's not here for this part of it, so I'll do a Cowboy win in Eddie's honor. I bet the Cowboys to win the Super Bowl. Not really because I thought they would. Mostly I just wanted to fit in with the guys. So I think I bet like $1,500 on them to win. I think, and if I win, I win $10 million or something. It's like the odds are that bad. So it's Dak in his contract year. That's going to be dramatic, obviously, all year long. CD just signed his deal. What's going to be fun is to watch CD be the only offensive weapon they have.
yeah, for real.
And he'll either go absolutely bonkers and have one of the greatest receiving seasons in the past 10 years, or get hurt and the Cowboys will have no offense at all. It'll be very Jets-esque, except their best player that's hurt is a wide receiver.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to seeing what the Cowboys can do. Our boy Cooper,
BB.
So Casey Cooper Beebe was All-American guard at Kansas State.
Okay.
We went up and did Kansas State too much access and worked out with him. Love Cooper. We still message on Instagram sometimes. He got drafted by the Cowboys in like the third
round, I
fourth
believe.
round.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
And we're super pumped for him.
Yeah.
He's going to be starting at center. He's never played center.
Oh,
Wow.
That's awesome.
I'm 99% sure he's starting at center if you want to look that up. But he's never played center. But I'm so happy for that's awesome. The fact that he's going to be a Cowboy, like regardless of where you're from, if you get to be like a Cowboy, a 49er, a brand, a Steeler, a
right.
Packer, that's really cool.
That's special.
Yeah, starting.
He's starting.
Yep.
Wow.
God dang. I'm
Right
gonna
next to Zach Martin.
I'm gonna message. What's up?
Right next to Zach
I'm
Martin.
gonna message him
Martin.
today. I'm so happy for
That's
him.
so
So that's
cool.
personal to me. Like I want to see the Cowboys win. Mike, I know that's your team. You want to see him. You always want to see him win.
I always do.
You're wearing a Cowboy hat now.
But I'm agreeing with you. We have nothing besides CeeDee Lamb. Like, what's Zeke gonna do?
Like Brandon
Nothing.
Cooks was supposed to be good. Like as a Texan, he was their guy. But then Texans went Texan before. Now they went to the pseudo Texan, and they could be good. But so that's my personal. Okay, we're personal.
Okay.
Now take all personal out. NFL Week 1. What interests you that you're not close to? New York, Casey.
Well, I'm looking at one game in particular, which I feel like could be, we're all sitting down watching Red Zone. Scott Hansen's doing his thing. And there's going to be like that one game that we cut to in the fourth quarter that's actually super close and it was not supposed to be close. I think Cardinals at Bills is actually going to be like a kind of a sneaky game here. I mean, the spread is -6.5. I actually think the Cardinals, I could just see that game being one of those, field goal in the last couple seconds thing. And I'm just curious to see Marvin Harrison. I just feel like Kyler Murray is just bound to have a rebound kind of season here.
Has
and I
to.
just also think that the Bills, with this whole, new setup here, it could probably take a little while for them to get going. And this could be like, the perfect opportunity for the Cardinals to seize the moment.
That's a couple of great points. The first great point is I do think the Cardinals will be better. They have no choice to be better. Kyler Murray was out a bunch last year.
Right.
He's good. Let's not forget, when Kyler Murray is on, he's freaking awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And it's Buffalo in September, so you don't got to worry about it being freezing. You know what I mean? So
And
that also
there,
bodes
and
well for
any
them.
of the camp reports or any of the guys that aren't even like the local beat guys, but like the national guys, the Rappaports, that travel and have been with Arizona, they're like, Marvin Harrison Jr. is ready-made. Like, he's not a rookie who's going to go and be a bit hot and cold. He's ready-made. So you got to think Marvin Harrison, they have a tight end.
Yeah.
Last year, let's not act like he's been really good for a long time. But last year, he had a really productive season. I think Arizona's going to be pretty good.
Yeah.
And I think the Bills, Josh Allen, obviously, top tier. But who's he going to throw it to?
Right.
He's got 2 tight ends. Did the Patriots ever have anybody? I'm going to go back to you. Did the Patriots have any that were X or Y guys that could stretch the field when Gronk and Aaron Hernandez were playing?
No.
And I don't count any of the high energy white guys that played slot.
Right. No, those are like the
Welker.
Dion Branch days. And
Okay, so Branch
Yeah.
medium, but they
Yeah,
didn't have
no.
like a fly. So, they did the 2 tight ends pretty well.
yeah, work the middle of the field.
Yeah.
The Buffalo's going to have to do that.
Yeah.
But I think I like that. That game will probably. I'm going to bet it. I'm betting the Cardinals plus 6.5. Only based off New York KC.
I'm doing
There.
it too. So
Dang, he's rubbing off on you already?
Well, that's just a good point because both of them, I do think Arizona is going to be better. We just associate them with sucking because they sucked. Man, they were the worst. And because they didn't have a quarterback, they had nobody on the outside, right? Like who
yeah.
was.
And then James Conner, I think, was up and down as far as health goes.
Yep.
And also, James Conner was the only, when he was healthy, all they had to do was watch James Conner.
Yeah.
Because they had nobody to throw it to and nobody to throw it. I like that game. If you talk me into that and I lose, I'm about to be pissed. But I like it. All right, Kevin.
I'm going to go to the battle in Florida, Jaguars and Dolphins. A lot of headlines coming in for both of these teams. Tua, everything you're hearing, he looks all skinny and he looks in shape. Everyone's saying how confident.
Is he too skinny?
I mean, Lamar didn't look too skinny last night.
No, but Lamar always looks thin, and Lamar did drop 25 pounds.
Yeah,
on him,
something
right?
like
Yeah.
We'll see. I mean, can he keep healthy? And what is that offense going to do? They lost some guys on defense too. But then the Jags, it's like they're about as low as they've been in a couple of years now. So can Trevor Lawrence get back up there to what he was coming into last year even?
I'm riding high on the Jags. A little bit because of the division they play in as well. But I'm riding high on the Jags. But Miami's going to be really good too. I hope both teams feel good after the game. I hope they all feel positive.
Have fun.
Because there has to be a loser.
Yeah.
Because I don't think Baltimore leaves last night going, maybe we're not as good as we thought. Because they played really well. Week 1, nobody played. It wasn't a perfect game. But they played well. They almost won the freaking game, beat the defending champs. And Baltimore's going to have a great season. So I hope whomever loses knows they're still in it, you guys. Keep your heads up.
Hopefully they listen to this.
Because I think both of those teams can actually, I think the Dolphins can win I think they can win the East.
it's possible.
I know you're a Jets fan. I think the Jets can as well.
I think it's wide open, the AFC
I do
East.
too.
Yeah.
Patriots are coming.
They're not, but other than the Patriots.
I agree.
But I like both of the Doug Peterson thing's interested me. Like,
Yeah.
if he's going to be the Doug Peterson that I feel like he kind of is, only because of his success in Philly, then this is the year it has to happen. He doesn't get a third year to come and be like, I'm still rebuilding. You don't get 3.
Yeah, and I saw a wild stat that I think he's only has one season with over 10 wins, and it was the year that they won the Super Bowl. Every other year, it's always
See, I've been affected by
But I like Peterson too. Like I didn't even think about that.
Russian
until I saw
bots
that.
have convinced me he's always been good.
Yeah, right?
yeah.
The Russian bots.
And that was like, what, 7 years ago now?
Yeah. Carson
But
Wentz
then also
is
he
crushing.
followed Urban Meyer, right? And so the juxtaposition of that was Doug Peterson's awesome.
Yeah, that's
He's
true.
the greatest coach ever because
Night
Urban
and
Meyer
day. Yeah.
sucked.
Yeah.
I do have an Urban Meyer signed all black Ohio State helmet in my house that I want. It's pretty cool.
That is sweet.
It's pretty cool. And Urban Meyer, I don't like him. I'd love to have him as my coach. Like as a person, I don't feel like he's a good person.
Yeah.
I'd love to have him as my coach because I like to win, and I don't ever get to win.
At Arkansas?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Or just in life.
Okay. I don't know about a life coach.
Am I going to win though?
Yeah, that's true.
But it's like even at Florida, like shady.
Yeah.
And shady in the way of like, hey, maybe I don't want to know about anything. As long as my guys are there and we're playing and we're winning, all good. Because that documentary, The Swamp Kings, was not a good look for Urban Meyer.
Yeah.
Do you guys agree? Did you
Yeah.
guys feel the same way?
Yeah.
Like after watching it, you're like, yeah, I was right. Urban Meyer, not that good of a dude.
Yeah.
But I think he's just a guy. I should say not that good of a dude. He's just a guy whose priorities were different. He wants to win. He was there to win, and he was able to allow some of the stuff that would keep you from winning, I don't know, integrity, morals, to. But if that's your thing, the greats in anything have to slit throats sometimes. But I would like to have him as my coach. But I don't like him. I'd like him as my coach.
Okay,
Yeah. Okay, so for me, I'm torn between a game nobody cares about. and I guess I can do whatever I want. My name's on the show. I hope to God the Panthers can be okay.
Yeah.
I really hope they can play near 500 ball. I like Bryce Young a lot. Maybe it's because we spent time with him and met him, and he's little. And it's like we root for people who we feel like are like us. It's part of why people love Caitlin Clark. She's really good, obviously, and if she wasn't so dynamic, it wouldn't matter. And she shoots from, but she has that skill. But she's also just like, she's not super tall. There's nothing about her physically that you go, and in a sport that's dominated mostly by non-white people, when there's somebody white good at basketball, you're like, what is happening?
Yeah.
You're like, how's that white person good? And most white people that are good now are the good kind, the foreign.
Foreign.
Yeah, because the foreign white people are way better than American white people.
Oh yeah.
We suck.
Yeah.
And so she's like an American white person, and you're like, huh, they're not that good. How is she good? So same thing with Bryce Young. He's small, nice, like wholesome, and like I root for him. But that ownership is so bad. Like nobody's gonna win. I get it, Luke Kuechly. You're one of the greatest ever. I'd have quit too.
Yeah. See you later.
Yeah, he's just like, you know what? I'm one of the greatest linebackers in the history of the game. I'm gonna go ahead and limit my career because here, all I'm gonna do is get CTE, and no one's ever gonna hear me, and I have other life things to do. I get it, Luke Kuechly. I didn't, and he didn't want to be the guy that was like, I demand a trade, because that's just not his personality.
Right.
So the Panthers, it's Panthers +4 at the Saints. I want the Panthers to win some games and not be the laughing stock again, because I want Bryce Young to succeed.
Yeah, Deontay Johnson just came on board, so
what does that even mean, though?
I mean, at least it's a receiver.
It's not Adam Thielen. You're right. And Adam Thielen, no, you're right. No offense to Adam Thielen. He's older, and at times he was the number 1.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
You need him to be the number 2. Hopefully.
You know what? You need to be the number 3.
Yeah.
You need him to be yeah.
Yeah. The old veteran in the locker room presence kind
Right.
of
Yes.
Right. Exactly.
Who can still be a possession receiver.
Right.
Right.
So the Bryce Young, the Caitlin Clark, the relatable. By the way, Bryce Young and Caitlin Clark are so much more athletic than we could ever be, and they're not relatable at all.
Cooper
But
DeJean.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So I want Carolina. The other one for me is going to be on a more that people will care about. And it's the Jets and 49ers game, so this is not one that I'm close to, but Aaron Rodgers is fun. But Luke McCaffrey, Luke is already, by the way, he may play.
Yeah. Who does he play?
He's
Broncos?
the Commanders.
No, Commanders. Okay.
He may actually be the third guy, possibly getting some which is wild. You know, he's a quarterback, and then he switched positions, and also did transfer too. I think schools.
I think so. Yeah.
But yeah, he may actually be somebody that produces in Washington.
Second string, right behind McLaurin.
Yeah, but he's white, so he's got to play in the middle.
True.
Let's be honest.
True.
So the McCaffrey that we all know and love, Christian, what's up with the hamstring, right? Like, that's a tough one. And I've only ever dinged my hamstring, and I don't know if you guys know this, I'm not near the athlete that Christian McCaffrey is.
Really?
Right, yeah. That thing is hard to get back to normal. And at some point, I'm sure everybody deals with injuries. And if you get that injury in week 14, it's probably different than week 1. Where do you hold out? Like Kelsey last year. Remember, he missed the first game with Detroit. How much do the 49ers actually use him if it's a little ding? Because you don't want to ding it and then ding it harder, and then the whole year he's dealing with it. So do you limit him weeks 1 and 2, hoping he can bounce? Do you not play him at all? Is it really nothing? And because really nobody plays in preseason, it's actually better, and they just have held steady. He had a little hamstring issue. I'm curious to see if McCaffrey is running wide open, because if so, the 49ers are going to be freaking awesome again. If not, they're going to be good. But that whole thing revolves. That's McCaffrey.
It runs through him.
Yes.
Yep. Totally.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
Ayuk, good. Yeah, for sure. A really, really good receiver. Kittle, awesome blocker, good tight end. Debo, really good. But all those people are able to be so much better because everybody has to watch McCaffrey all the time. It's like a great three-point shooter creating space for everybody else in the NBA. If you have somebody like a Caitlin Clark, the reason that the Fever can... I love Caitlin Clark.
I know.
She's my favorite athlete. She's my favorite athlete. Because she's like me. Except for the athletic part.
Yeah.
She's like so normal. the reason that Caitlin Clark and the reason the Fever can win games now, she opens the floor up so much. That's why she has 10, 12, 14 assists a game. There's so much space now because wherever she is, they have to have somebody out on her, which allows Aaliyah Boston to do her thing. They can't now double team Aaliyah Boston inside. Heck, they got 2 people watching Caitlin Clark. So McCaffrey is that. Caitlin Clark. Like they can't give him any space. They got to have 2 people on him, which is opening it up for all those other guys. The 49ers, this could be their year if McCaffrey can stay healthy. And Purdy's playing for a contract.
Yeah.
I think this is really their last time to do it with this rendition of the team. So.
I think so too.
Yeah.
They're going to run out of money.
Yeah.
Because Purdy's on a rookie deal.
Yeah, it's funny to see all those other guys getting paid. Even Trent Williams just now.
Right.
And then now Purdy's like making $900,000.
Crazy.
And I like it because before they put in the rookie scale, like when
Remember,
the Sam Bradford.
Yep.
Oh,
It was in
Too
Jamarcus
much.
Russell.
Marcus Russell.
They're like, here's $1 gajillion
yeah.
and good luck. So, but now it's all scaled out based on where they're drafted, which is why Purdy makes 38 cents a game because he was the last man drafted.
Yes.
But Purdy's going to get paid. Purdy makes a lot of money,
Yeah.
not just from that, but
He's in commercials now.
yeah. So that's fun. Quickly, we'll run it down real quick. I'm not gonna do the spreads on any of the games. I'm just gonna pick the winners here. We'll just all say the winner, okay?
Okay.
Packers and Eagles. This is tonight. If it's on Friday, this is tonight in Brazil. What a miserable game to have to go play. 1, you got to travel all the way down there. 2, they're like, don't wear green. You'll for sure get shot. As both teams are green and every piece of clothing they have is green. And then 3, they're like, you don't get to like go out and like do stuff in town.
Yeah. Don't leave your hotel room.
Yeah, it's not like the UK they play there, or Germany. You're out having some down at the sauerkraut party. This is like nothing. Don't leave your hotel. That's terrible. Packers at Eagles, but in Brazil. I'm gonna go Eagles. Casey,
Me too. Eagles.
Reed,
Eagles.
I'll go Packers then.
yeah, because for sure the Packers were gonna win.
Yep.
If we all 4
Yeah,
win
exactly.
Eagles.
Exactly.
Will you keep a tally on this? See how we did. Steelers and Falcons. These are all just straight up. I'm gonna go Falcons, which is weird because Falcons have sucked. But let's go. I'm so excited for Kyle Pitts to matter. Like, get him the ball. Kirk Cousins can throw in the ball. This is crazy. Drake London might actually be good, and not because he's not good, but because somebody can actually allow him to be good.
Yeah.
I'm going Falcons. Go ahead, Casey.
Yeah, I think Falcons too. It's in the dome also, so I feel like that benefits them a lot.
Reed.
So.
Yep, Falcons.
Okay. Are you just Reed?
know.
I need to know why you're
Reed.
picking teams, Reed. Is it because if we say, hey, buddy, I love you. Just so you know.
No, I just, the only 2 things is, what I'm saying, they're supposed to win by 3.5 points, and they're playing at Falcons. So I'm like,
Love it.
you know?
Just making sure you're not just picking because of what
no.
we say. Okay.
I'm going Falcons too.
Okay. Well, good. Congrats, Steelers.
Yep.
You just won.
You won.
Cardinals at Bills. This is. I think we're probably all going to pick the Bills here, but I do think it'd be cool for the Cardinals to look pretty good. We all Bills.
Yep.
I think so. Yeah.
Titans at Bears. Reed, you go first.
I'm going Titans.
I know.
I'm going Titans.
I'm gonna go against the grain too and pick the Titans.
I am too.
Yeah.
I'm going Titans.
I'm
too.
going Bears.
Okay. Patriots at Bengals. You're not homering, are you?
No.
Okay. All Bengals.
Yeah. All Bengals. All Bengals.
Homer.
Texans at Colts. That's an interesting game to me. It is in Indy. The Texans are still 3-point favorite, but we're not doing the spread here. Texans at Colts. I'm going Colts. I think the Texans are going to have a pretty good year, but I think there's so much the Texans are next up to be the champs. I think it may be a bit too much too fast. I'm going Colts.
I feel you on that, but I know Colts are like horrible on game 1s, I think, in the last 10 years or something like that. So I think that trend is going to continue. So I'm going to go Texans.
It'll be fun to watch Anthony Richardson again because it was really fun to
will
watch
be,
him for a
yeah.
few games. Also, it was fun to go, dang, dude, you just got crushed. That's like 7 times.
Yeah.
Why did he not get down? Why did he lower his head? That's awesome. And then it's like, oh, he's done.
Not a good idea.
Because I loved it. Like, he was going at people.
Yep.
Reed.
I'm going to go Texans just because I love C.J. Stroud, man.
Okay. You didn't, I drafted him last night. You didn't draft him.
I know.
We gotta
I
talk
don't love
about
him
that
that
draft.
much.
Loser.
We got to talk about that draft.
Loser. Go ahead, Kevin.
I'm going Texans.
Okay. I like it. Jags, Dolphins. It's in Miami, but luckily for the Jags, that's like, I don't know, 3 blocks down the road.
Right.
Yeah, they can walk. They don't have to take a bus. They just walk down to the other stadium. Jags, Dolphins. I'll let you go, Casey.
I think the Dolphins are going to pull this one out.
Reed,
Yeah, I'm gonna go Dolphins.
Kevin,
Dolphins.
give me the Jags.
I like it.
I let things influence me that I don't even know are influencing me. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm rooting for the Jags, right? Here's what influenced me, and I didn't consciously do it. I went heavy on Trevor Lawrence rookie cards when he had a bad year, on purpose. I got him. I bought the Trevor Lawrence stock market went way down, so I bought a ton way low, and I'm ready for him to bounce back so I can be rich.
Let's go.
Let's go. What, Reed?
Oh no, that's great.
Thank you, Reed.
I love it.
Panthers, Saints.
So
Reed?
I think, yeah.
Oh no, go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, I think the Saints are going to be really bad this year. I don't really see it. They're a very old team. I
Where
think
was
it's like
the
one of oldest
improvement?
teams.
Is
Yeah,
the question.
no improvement.
Yeah, you kind of forget about him.
Is
Yeah,
Derek Carr-
Dennis Allen again is still there. I think he's going to be the first coach fired. I feel like that's probably a bet on DraftKings or something like that. But anyway, yeah. So I actually think the Panthers are going to go in there and take care of business.
It'd be a really sad bet if you see your name on a list of like you get it if it's a story. People have to write stories for clicks, but if you literally see a bet, it's like people can place money on you losing your job.
Yeah.
You
What
have
if
to
we
look at
did that?
What?
What if we did that?
I know.
Oh, God.
I know. That would be sad. I'd be like, oh man, because again, you understand the game. They're gonna write stories. They're always gonna be stories up, stories down. But if you literally see a monetary bonus to somebody for you losing your, I would be a little sad at that. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, Reed, go.
I'm gonna go Panthers as well.
No, he went Saints. Oh, what'd
No,
you
he
go?
went Panthers.
I did Panthers.
You went
'Cause I'm
Panthers?
saying the
Oh
Saints.
wow!
I think the Saints
No,
are
I
gonna
just
be-
don't hear anybody picking the Panthers ever. That's what's
Yeah.
crazy. I think
Yeah.
it bounced off. It's like
Yeah.
two north and north magnets. Kevin,
I'm going to go Saints.
I'm gonna go Panthers just because I'm. You can do it, boys. You know, Kamara catches a lot of check down balls. Like
He does.
in fantasy, I thought he was every service had him rated a little too low because he almost was suspended last year. The legal stuff. I don't think he was
I think
suspended.
2 games.
Was
maybe.
he? Nothing significant though, right?
No.
No.
I guess I thought he was hurt last year. He did serve suspension last year? But he catches so many balls. One, because he can catch, but two, because they can't throw.
Right. Just think and
They
dunk.
can't throw.
Yeah, 3 games last year.
Okay. Raiders, Chargers. I'm Charger and
Yeah, I got to go Chargers too.
Yeah, I'll go Chargers.
why?
I have no idea for that one, to be honest.
You were out there.
Oh yeah,
You met Dicker the kicker.
yeah,
Yeah.
and they're they're supposed to win by 3, so maybe he'll.
Is that too much access
It's a
almost
total.
done? Should we do that next week?
Yeah, that's what I was telling Kevin over here for VO.
Oh, cool.
Let's do it.
Kevin.
Yeah, I'm going to go Chargers too.
Okay.
We went over the Giants, Vikings.
Did we?
That's what screwed me.
I'll go Vikings.
Yeah, I'll go Vikings too. I can't pick the Giants.
Reed.
Yeah, Vikings.
Okay. Nobody even cares.
Skull.
Okay. All Vikings. Okay, quickly. Broncos, Seahawks. Oh, man. Seahawks are a big favorite. I'll go Seahawks, but I think the Broncos get better as the year goes. Casey?
Yeah, exactly. That's how I feel too. Seahawks.
I'm gonna go Broncos just because.
Hey, why not?
Just why not?
Yeah,
You
Kevin?
know?
Yeah, Seahawks.
Cowboys, Browns. Browns are favorite. I'm taking the Cowboys.
Yeah, got to go Cowboys too. Tom Brady's first game.
And
Be calling that he
oh, that's the game. I didn't know
That
that
is
that's
the
the game he's
game.
on.
He's
Yeah.
playing for the Browns.
was playing for the Browns. Yeah.
And Chubb will not play first 4 weeks. Nick
Yeah.
Chubb's out. Reed,
I'm gonna go Cowboys.
Kevin.
I'm going Browns.
Oh,
Of course you are. Hater. Commanders, Bucks. That's interesting.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
I just don't know. Commanders in my mind suck because they've just sucked for so long. So I'm gonna go Bucks, but I do think the Commanders will end up playing. That was my hot take that they could possibly win the division. But I'm gonna go Bucks early because I think game 1 rookie quarterback.
Yeah.
He doesn't have all the weapons that Caleb Williams has. So I'm gonna go Bucks. And Baker's got $100 million, so good for him.
Yeah, I agree, and it's home for the Bucks after that awesome year last year. I could see the momentum from that carrying over for a win.
Awesome. They did win a playoff game, huh?
Yeah, and they almost beat Detroit too. Yeah.
Smoke the Eagles.
yeah, I'm gonna go Bucks.
Yeah, Bucks all around.
2 games left. Rams, Lions. Guys,
That's a good one.
the Rams are gonna be good this year.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, the Rams are going to be good. And they may get beat by the Lions, but the Rams are going to be good this year. And Stafford was it was like 3,500, plus 3,500 to be MVP. So I think Stafford's going to be really good this year. You know what? I'm going Rams.
Oh,
Because I think the Lions deserve to be lioned like they did the Chiefs last year.
Mm.
I think we're going to see a little bit of that.
At home and everything, just
Because
like
everybody's anointing the Lions already, and they're going to be great. The Lions, their roster stacks up against anybody in the NFL, right? I mean, Goff isn't a top 5 quarterback, but he's a top 12 quarterback, and he's good. But everywhere, I mean, they're really good. Like, Mon-Ra St. Brown's got all his ribs back, which is nice.
Yeah, that's good.
Who even knew he was missing like 4 ribs when he played last year? And he still played really well. Reed, he wasn't really missing ribs. He had an injury that we didn't really know was as severe.
For a second there, I was like, wow, really? That's impressive.
Yeah. I'll go against the grain and go Rams.
I'm going to stick with the Lions for this one.
I'm going to go Lions just because I love watching Eminem get so pumped up about
Attaboy.
Detroit, you know?
Attaboy.
Yeah.
Kevin.
I'm going to go Lions, too.
Final game, Jets and 49ers. 49ers a 4.5 point favorite. I thought it might be a little more than that because the Jets do have to fly all the way to San Francisco, and they are flying Southwest with 2 connections. So they will be tired.
No first class.
No first class and no direct, and that's the worst. I'm going to have to go 49ers. I really want to pull the trigger on the Jets. I'm going to go 49ers.
Jets all the way.
I'm going to go Jets for my guy over here.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
My guy over here. Yeah, 49ers.
Okay. All right, that's a little preview. That's all the games. Thank you all. As far as like college football, we won't do that whole thing again. The fun games are Michigan and Texas. That's fun. Week 2 games get a little better. Week 1, most of those games suck. But Arkansas, Oklahoma State, that's a personal game for me. I think Arkansas. I would encourage you to bet Arkansas plus the touchdown.
Yeah, that's a lot.
It's a lot. Unless I'm just so wild. I would if somebody came up to me and said, "Hey, I don't know you and I don't care about Arkansas and I would like to have a bet that wins. Would you bet Arkansas plus the points?" I would say yes. So I would bet Arkansas plus 7 or the 7.5. It may actually get a drop a little bit, so probably get it at 7 if you can. That'll be a fun game. Tennessee, North Carolina State's 2 top 25 teams.
Yeah.
Tennessee, big favorite at NC State. They'll run them.
You think?
Yeah, I do. And then the Oregon Boise State game is not so much like 2 powerhouses, but it's like what's up, Oregon? Like last week was weird.
It's a fun one.
No, but last week they won by 10.
Yeah.
And they played Idaho. And Dylan Gabriel threw for 400 yards basically with a bunch of, but the game, it was not a blowout. And it was never a game where you thought they were going to lose, but it was just weird.
Yeah.
So Oregon's a 19.5 point favorite. I would load up on that. If it's
Oregon?
Yes. I feel like Oregon has something to prove now just to get everybody to get back to even and to shut up. I would load up on Oregon 19.5.
Yeah, you kind of feel bad for Boise State.
Just and they're in Eugene.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. The games I'm going to load up on. This is my one bet. So this is the one you can hold me accountable for, everybody out there. You can hold me accountable. Because sometimes they'll be like, I lost money on your parlay. Bro, I wouldn't do a three-person parlay every week.
Yeah.
Or maybe some weeks, but DraftKings is like, well, you do parlays. And I'm like, yeah, I like parlays. But some weeks I don't feel that great about them.
Yeah.
Oregon minus 19.5, that's the winner. You heard me say it. And if it ends up not being, we'll delete this from the podcast after the game. Thank you, guys. We'll see you soon. And we'll be back next week. Thanks to Coach Leipold, who's awesome, my new best friend, a new follow there.
Come on.
Nice.
And Mike, anything from you?
That's it.
All right. Thank you, guys. Here's the whistle. Eddie's better at this, but Eddie had to leave. All right. Bye, everybody.